Hi Pisces, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.TarotbyAnisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity, be it in your love lives or your career, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Pisces, it's a big month, not just for you, but for all the zodiac signs. We have Uranus that is moving after 7 years from Aries, and it moves on to Taurus, where it will be there for the next 7 years. Now, depending on which part of the chart Uranus is aspecting, you can expect a lot of chaos, upheaval, unpredictability, and chaos. Uranus is also known as a rebellion planet, and when it takes about 7 years, that's really long for an unpredictable planet to be transiting. It makes us focus on that specific part of our life which needs a lot of attention, and in Uranus's case, a lot of change is required. Now, the interesting thing is that Uranus is when it moves to Taurus, the energies are absolutely contrasting. Taurus is all about stability, anchoring, predictability. It's an earth sign. And Uranus is also working along with Saturn. And we have the Saturnian energy, which is limitations, restrictions. Saturn is a teacher planet. And Uranus is all about flexibility, fluidity, unpredictability. Freedom at any cost. It does not stop. And unlike Neptune, which is your ruling planet, Pisces, it's very gentle, even though Neptune does not conform. But Uranian has that almost that destructive energy about it, that if it's aspecting badly, it can lead to a lot of risk taking, which may not be good for your own well-being. It brings about a lot of gambling instincts. It can put yourself in situations which could really put you at risk. Now, Uranus over here along with Taurus is going to be bringing about a time and space where all the boundaries are going to get pushed. You will find yourself in situations, in areas where you're going to be questioning. Maybe earlier, if you did not question your own belief system or conformity, or you just thought, this is how it is supposed to be. I've done this for years. Why should I be doing it now? But Uranus is going to be making you look at your own belief system again. It's going to make you question your own thought process, your own perception, and ask you, how far is that true? That you're so, for some of us, I think we are really, really married to our ideas and our own belief system and saying, no, this is what I believe, this is how I am, and I can't change. But Uranus for the next 7 years is unfortunately or fortunately going to be bringing about a lot of situations and a lot of, I would say, people in different forms, which will allow this transformation to take place. We are beginning the month with Pluto and Mars that are conjuncting in your house of groups of friends and people, and this is like a big highlight for you, Pisces, in 2018. People with whom you associate, with who have a similar goal, similar passion. It's like your tribe. And with Pluto and Mars over here, it's going to be digging really deeper into how much is it that you really relate with these people, and maybe they've done their time. Maybe you're trying to identify yourself with a newer set of people. Maybe this is a time that for a lot of you, you'll be literally be taking charge in groups. You'll find yourself that wherever it is that you are, you're pretty much, with Mars especially being there, and it is a very unlike a Piscean quality to sort of put yourself and be the center of attention, or literally put yourself up on stage. But you will find with the Martian energy that you are pretty much leading the conversations. You are the center of attention, or the center of the group. You will also be making a lot of new friends during this cycle. You could be attracting a lot of people who could be really enamored with this, almost this Martian drive that you would be displaying. of taking charge, making decisions. On the 14th, we have Mercury, that is joining Sun, and it moves to your house of communication, sibling, and community. And Mercury is gone direct, thank God. So a lot of conversations, wanting to share your ideas, short distance travel. There could be some amount of travel that you can expect during this time. It's a wonderful time because Sun is there. So whether there are presentations that are happening, again, there could be a lot of accolades coming your way. You could pretty much be the center of the conversations that could be taking place. People could be looking at you as the expert in your own specific field. On the 15th, we have a glorious new moon that is there again in your house of communication, sibling, and this also has to do with short distance travel. So this is a wonderful time as well. New opportunities for you to maybe open up negotiations that may not have culminated, or they could have just got left, gone into a loop. This is a time that you can bring them to a closure. It's a great time to be sharing your knowledge, understanding, conversing with people. Great for correspondence, signing contracts. And Sun over here, of course, is going to be bringing about a lot of accolade along with it. Now on the 16th, it's a drum roll. Uranus rolls into this particular house, and it's going to be there for the next 7 years. It speaks about new awakenings. It speaks about new beginnings as far as the mind is concerned, Pisces. And it's a very, very powerful shift for you because with the Neptunian energy that has been there in your house for the last X number of years, and it carries on till being there in your own house for till about 2025, there could have been a haze of not wanting to accept or change maybe newer ways of looking at philosophy, ideologies. And now with the Uranian energy that comes into, there's going to be a huge focus on, literally, it's as if you're learning a new language. You're teaching yourself again. And this is something good because you've tried and tested the old way, Pisces, and it has not worked for you. Even though you may not admit it, but this is literally teaching yourself, learning it all over again, and your mind is going to be I think it's a very, very dynamic time because Uranus also brings about a lot of information along with it. Maybe at times information is too much even for you to process, and the quickness, because Uranus it rules the internet. So everything happens. It's volatile. It's dynamic. It's quick. It's now. So everything has to get done now. So the quickness of the thoughts, the ideas, the information that will come at you could seem a bit overwhelming, but also this will get your mind really going, and it's really a time where you need to be adapting yourself to newer philosophies, newer ideas, newer ways of looking at things, newer perspectives, and also not get so married onto your own ideas and your own belief system, Pisces. For the next 7 years also, it's a time where you will be meeting new people. For some of you, it could also speaks about maybe romantically meeting someone from another country, a different culture, someone who's drastically different from you, and it could be a very, very intense attraction for you. And it's almost like a karmic connect that you could feel with this person. On the 17th, we have Mars that moves into your house of behind the scenes, and the Mars is not very happy being there in the house of solitude and service, but it's a time where I think you need to be using the Martian energy for your inner strength. Just sort of energize your inner world. You need to be looking at yourself, your inner self, very bravely, Pisces. I think it's very courageous at times to be accepting things that you have not done right and to sort of redo them in the correct perspective. On the 17th, we have, on the 20th, we have Venus that moves into your house of love, romance, creativity, and children. So wonderful time for love, wonderful time to be meeting someone really exciting with a love potential. Great time to be deepening your existing relationship. Wonderful time for creativity as well. So there's a project that you've been really passionate about. you can be sure that it will do really well. On the 21st, we have Sun that moves into your house of home, and it's a time to declutter. It's a time to renovate. Maybe you could be spending some amount of time beautifying your house, making it more comfortable. On the 29th, we're closing the month with a full moon that is there in your house of career, reputation, how it is that you want the world to perceive you. So a brilliant time. You have even the full moons are really emotional, and they can bring about I think at times a sense of feeling quite overwhelmed. But out here, because it has to do with your work, it speaks about a project that comes to an end. It speaks about literally moving on to the next project. In certain cases, it may mean that your portfolio gets changed, that literally what you were doing earlier, you're not doing it anymore. Some of you could actually hop jobs, you could change your jobs. It could mean also having more insight into a work situation, or in a work could be a work direction as well that you may have been grappling for, and there could be some clarity that you may have been seeking. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Pisces. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for